Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to the very first episode of the Brightside Show, where we are going to be focusing on all the bright spots that are happening in this industry right now, because you and I both know that the photography industry right now has never faced bigger challenges. Like, I have never seen something affecting so many photographers ever. Have you? Like, I don't know anybody who hasn't been affected by the virus and pandemic in some way in their business. I mean, most of us are stuck at home and can't even shoot. And I know that how we face these challenges and how we move through them is going to divide us. Most people, most photographers, I don't think are going to make it, because they're going to see this challenge and they're going to give up. They're not going to move forward. They're going to struggle, and they're not going to continue taking action and focusing on what's really working. They're going to let those excuses give them an excuse to throw in the towel. Frankly, there's a lot of people who are burned out because things are pretty rough before this. But then there's a group of people, the bright spots in this industry, who are really committed to making things happen. They're committed to being successful through this. And I know they're going to come out the other side in a much better place, because once everything starts back up again and businesses start back up again and we can go out of our homes and, all of the panic is past, there are going to be more people who have online businesses than ever. There's going to be more people who want to teach online courses than ever, because right now when they're stuck at home, they're all working on this stuff madly and they need us. And so I have all sorts of great stuff that I want to share with you today. My goal is to share your stories. This is all about you. This is about you and what you are doing. And I would love to feature you next week on the Brightside Show. And so I want to hear the actions you're taking, the wins that you have, all the positive things that you are doing. Now, hopefully I'll eventually streamline this a little bit. You'll have to bear with me today because trying to throw things together a little bit for you. And I'm not sure exactly all of the things I can bring together to celebrate. But I would love for you to use the comments so that I can celebrate you even as you're here live. So I would love it if you are watching, if you could, there's a little link in the description. It might be at the bottom of the description that you need to click in order for me to see your comments live during this broadcast. And if you do that and you comment, then I can actually pull your comments onto the screen during this Brightside Show and feature you right here and now. So if you could take a really quick moment to click the link in the description so that I can see your comments, that would be really great. And so I can, engage with you during the show. But I got a number of things I want to talk about today. First and foremost, I want to talk about the people who are actually booking clients right now. And I've got 3 very specific different things you can do to bring money into your business today, plus the 1K weekend, which is a totally separate thing. And so I want to share those with you between now and the end of the show. I want to feature I'm going to start doing bright hair features, because if we're going to look at the bright side, and I got this crazy bright hair, which is starting to get a little dull. At least it's clean today. But I want to feature other photographers in our community who have bright hair. So one of you will see your face on the screen with your beautiful bright hair. And I want to share how photography is being used out in the world right now to encourage and inspire, and basically give you a rundown on some of the other stuff that you can be doing to continue to move forward in your business and not just give up, not face this challenge with despair, but to come through it with hope and really see this as a positive thing for you and your business in the end. Even though right now, while the cash flow is stopped, it's very difficult. I get it. I know, I'm in the same boat, like totally same boat. Not going to go there emotionally, intellectually right now, because I will freak out. Not a good thing on video, but I am here and I get it. So, all right, can somebody, I know we've got a bunch of people here, can you leave a comment to let me make sure this is working? Say hello or something, or hit the little reaction button so I can see, because I don't want to dive in too much until I know it's working and I don't see any engagement yet. So I'm going to go back to the group 2 and see if I can see it. Then we will dive right in. So I'm so excited. While you're doing that, actually, let's start here. I've got, oh, yep, okay, I see it. I'm going to comment. Hey. I'm such a dork. Oh, okay. So I can see myself. Hey, you guys, this is how dorky I am. Look at that. Hey, beautiful self. I've got zero shame. I'm sorry, not sorry. Hey to Anne, nice to see you here, Anne. Thank you. Hi to Tracy. Good to see you here, Tracy. And hi to Rebecca as well. Thank you guys for showing me that this is working. We're good to go. Nitu, nice to see you too. So, all right, it's working. Let's dive in. So, the first thing that I want to share is let's start with the. Okay, sorry. One of the things I really have loved seeing through this time is that even though things are really tough for photographers and a lot of us are stuck inside, I have loved seeing people continue to create and to take photographs and post them and inspire this time, because photographs are going to be one of the things that people look back on in the future to understand what life was like during this pandemic. Like, this is going to be a time that's studied. People are going to learn about it in school, unless everything moves to homeschooling. Who knows what things are going to look like? But as photographers, one of the greatest things we can be doing is documenting this time in our world's history. Like, this is a worldwide thing. And so one of the things I saw that I really loved, and I hope I can just drag this on, look at this, okay? This pastor had people send in images to put on their church pews so that he could still have service and pray for everyone, even though they couldn't be there physically, but so that they could do it virtually. Like, these kinds of photos are gonna like, they're documenting history. It's an incredible, beautiful thing that's going on. Not only are photography being used to help him connect, but the photography of him using photography is just incredible. So super inspired by that. Really love seeing that. Yeah, and isn't that image amazing? And I started a whole post. I'm gonna just pop this in the comments with where you can post some of your images, and I would love to see more. I mean, I don't want to see you stop creating during this crazy time of stopping connecting, right? Just because we can't be shooting in our business doesn't mean that we still can't be doing photography and using our art to bring us life and to help document what's going on in the future. So can I add a comment here? I might have to go into the group to add this comment. Bear with me as I'm learning how to, it's like crazy studio stuff doing this all on my own. So here is a link, I'm putting it in the comments right now, to a post that I did here on Facebook where you can actually go and post your images in the comments so that we can see your images. It's a public post. I'd encourage you to look through other people's images and like that, love it, and really practice your storytelling. And exactly, that's just what I was about to say, is that this is a beautiful time for you as a personal brand photographer to challenge yourself and say, what's the story here and how can I document it in images, right? So you're kind of creating your own social media images if you want to use them, but really get creative and practice. I would encourage you every single day to try and take a set of images, 5 images, 10 images, whatever it is, that shares one of the stories from your day, that tell the stories. And, maybe you just post one a day. Maybe you put them in your Instagram. We should come up with a hashtag. Anyone want to do a great hashtag for this? Let's think about that. That would be a fun thing to do as a group, to have a hashtag we use on Instagram, post them in this thread, anywhere we see it. But let's start a big movement of people about storytelling with images. The more people want to tell stories with images, the better it's going to be for us once this is over, because they're going to want photographers who know how to show stories. And I want you guys to be practicing that, because the better storytellers you can become with your camera, the more likely you're going to be hired. And so, plus, it's going to be a great thing for people to follow during this time when they're at home. They don't have a lot that they can be doing. And so, and exactly what you're saying here. You said, I feel like grabbing some folks and practicing this sort of documentary crafting. Don't grab anybody outside of your home. Do it with your kids. Do it with your pets. Do it with your partner, whoever is already there, please do not do it with anybody outside of that. Document your story. Ooh, I like that. I can't see who said that. I'll add it to this. You have to click the link in the description for me to be able to see who said it and add your picture to that. But I love that. Document your story. That's a great idea. I almost want it to be like photograph your story, so that it's like, or something that or show your story, something like that. Let's think about that. We'll come back to that. So put your ideas in the comments. I think that would be great. Super fun. And I wanted to share this really fantastic, man, I just want to share this because it's inspirational to me. I've been following a gal. Her name is Morgan Harper Nichols on Instagram. And I bought her book, actually. It's called All Along You Are Blooming, Thoughts for Boundless Living. She does poetry, but it's like hope-inspired and art mixed. So she does art and poetry mixed. It's really awesome. But she has been like a force of, a source, not a force, well, both, of inspiration for me. And I grabbed one of her Instagram stories. So this is not mine, this is hers. But I want to share it with you right now because if I can find it. Where'd it go? Come on, computer. I jumped on real fast here. I just love this. Keep creating even in the waiting. And she was encouraging people to continue doing your art and continue doing your poetry and continue doing all of the things that bring you life, photography, whatever it is. Don't stop creating during this time. And that's what I would encourage each and every one of you to do. Also, man, go follow her. She's got some amazing stuff. Here's another bright spot that she has, that I wanted to share with you that I just love. She just gives permission and grace to so much that's going on right now. So she says, you are free to come alive in this space without knowing how it all falls into place. And there's so much unrest right now. There's so much whatever. And I want to see you come alive and thrive in this space, even though it's absolutely hard. It's kind of like childbirth. How many of you are moms? How many of you have given birth? Whether it was cesarean or however, it doesn't matter, natural, whatever you want to call it. If you're a mom, if you've ever given birth, you know that the birthing process is difficult. It's long. It's painful. Nobody wants to go through it, but when it's done, it's worth it. And we forget how hard it was. That's another thing. We forget how hard it was. And like part of our memory like blocks out that pain. And then we're left with this beautiful new life that can grow. And that's what I want this time to be, it's like labor. It's like childbirth. And this is an opportunity for you to bring new life to yourself, to your soul, to your business. And it's super awesome. So really, really love that. Go follow Morgan Harper Nichols. Here's how you spell her name. Morgan Harper Nichols. She's on Instagram. And Morgan Harper Nichols. She's worth following. She will lift your spirits over and over and over again. She's been like a breath of fresh air in life for me. So, all right. So as we're going through all of this, now I want to also remind you that right now, people are still getting results. And I know that that's crazy. And you're like, how in the world can people be bringing in money when they can't be out shooting? So the 1K weekend is absolutely still working for the people who are doing this. Now, I did a whole video on this last week about why I believe 97% of photographers are likely going to fail. And that's because I had 368 people sign up for the 1K weekend when we did it a week and a half ago. And only 12 people did it. 12 people took action out of 368. That's only 3%. Now, of those 3%, half of them booked clients. Half of them. I already played a couple video testimonials from that time. And this is when everything was shutting down and getting serious and like canceling or whatever. So it was crazy, right? But even since then, in this past week, the second week since we've done it, I'm still seeing people who are taking action and doing the 1K weekend booking clients. And so I wanna see if I can do this. I'm gonna say that over and over again. I gotta stop saying that. I want to show you this video, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see or hear the sound. We'll find out. Let me see if I can. We're going to give it a try. We're definitely going to give it a try, but no promises. So we'll see if we can make it.
I just booked 2 clients on the
Oh
1K
no.
weekend, and for about $1,000.
I booked 2 clients and made $998 with the 1K weekend.
I booked for 6 sessions, which equals $3,000.
I booked 3 clients during the 1K weekend and made an extra $1,500.
Okay, those are all. Oh, can you hear me? Yeah. Those are all people who have done that in the last like 12 days. 12 days and actually sent in videos. And so it's still working. And I wanted to share 2 testimonials from literally the last 7 days. I received both of these actually in the last like 3 days with how they did it, because there's some really great tips in there on how they actually modified it to work for them that I think you're going to find useful. So let me pull up first. I'm going to feature Becca. She's from Wisconsin, and she sent this beautiful video. And I want you to hear how she modified it, because it might help you get some ideas on how it could work for you to book people now. Now they're not doing the actual session right now. They're booking it, they're planning it, and they're going to shoot it as soon as all of this is over. It's a great way. People get it. Like, they understand that this is, going to help you stay afloat during this hard time. And it's going to give them a deal, because they're going to get something for a lower price that normally, you would charge more for. But since this is a crazy time, it doesn't seem desperate. They get it. Like, it's a win-win on both sides. So let me play Becca's video for you. And I think you're going to find her details. And then I've got another video too for you from Lacey, and you're gonna love both of these. Both of them are in my story session system, and they're killing. Or they're just. I'm so proud of them for taking action and doing this. Okay, so let me play Becca's here.
So I did the 1K weekend challenge this week, during the week, not really weekend. So I had done it last year in June when things didn't go well with the script. Also, I didn't have very many people that knew what I was doing, so I think that kind of stunted my reach. So my hesitations were that, like last time, I literally got complete and total crickets. Just nothing whatsoever. Except for a few people like, oh, cool, friends and family that had really no interest in it. So what made me decide to do it was, at this point, it was like, well, what do I have to lose? I had crickets last time, so what would be the worst that could happen? Crickets again, and I already dealt with it, so I was kind of like, whatever. So yeah, kind of my limiting beliefs that I had before were kind of like, oh, what are people going to think, and things like that. Now I just kind of didn't care, because I already did it and failed miserably. So how did it go? Well, I got, I think it was 5 or 6 inquiries, and I have now booked 2 people. I'm sending out the contracts today at $499 each, so that's $998, so just under $1,000. I do have to say, like, my advice was I did a lot better sending out, I sent out about 10 or 12, so maybe like a dozen emails and then a few direct messages to people I had been talking with, and some of them were people that I had meetings with, and they were like, they couldn't quite afford it now, so I knew that they were interested in the service, so I had a little bit more of leads that way. And actually, I'm still working on a couple of the inquiries that might still book. I might extend it for them because they were reaching out and asking more questions, but the 2 that I booked, well, one was someone who I had already talked to about stuff. The other one was just someone I had a one-on-one with that we had to cancel. And so we did it virtually, and I told her what I put out there, and she told me she was interested. So that was kind of a bonus one. But I did get more response from the direct messaging and the emails than any of the posts I put on Facebook, my personal page, my business page, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So what would I tell other people is to just go for it. And I mean, what's the worst that can happen? People say no, or they don't say anything. That's really not that big of a deal. And if you're doing it, I changed the script a little bit to kind of, since I had done it before, I didn't want to do the same thing because I already have done some clients and stuff, so it wasn't the same as the original script. So I just thought about what was going on in the world right now and how everybody's freaking out about finances. And I knew that people were going to be thinking about how they're going to get back on track once things get going. So I thought, well, why not use that, because I need to, and I was honest, I said, I need to create some cash flow for my business right now. So if you pay up front, we'll do the virtual planning. And then once we get the all clear, we'll book the sessions as soon as possible and get started. And then you'll have the images and you'll be ready to start going and getting back on track.
Isn't that amazing? I'm so happy for you, Becca, and thank you for sharing that. I have another one from Lacey who just sent me this, I think 2 days ago, or yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's, you guys know like how it's at Christmas when you lose track of time, like between Christmas and New Year's, and you don't know what day it is. I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now with all of this being at home so much. So let me play you Lacey's video. She had amazing results as well.
Hey everyone, I'm Lacey from New Orleans. I just finished my 1K weekend challenge and I'm so glad that I did it. I decided to do it because in the wake of everything that's going on in our country right now, I felt like there would be at least a decently sized group of people who maybe had previously put off their content marketing, decided that it wasn't for them, who were now realizing, oh my gosh, I have to figure out a way to reach clients and I have no way to do that. So I figured that I could A, help those people out, and then B, I figured that I might have some trouble booking clients right now because no one's allowed to leave the house. So I figured that I could also put a little bit of extra money into our company so that I could have some cushion moving into whatever's going on right now. In the end of it, I had about 5 inquiries and I booked 3 clients. All of them were new clients, so that means that I have a chance to turn them into recurring customers. And moreover, I now have a $1,500 cushion to move into whatever we're about to see as a country right now. And you totally can't beat that. So I was very, very happy with the results. I will say that on the first day, I didn't get many inquiries at all. Nothing happened. The second day, I decided to put some more elbow grease into it. I sent out some emails to people who were previously interested but hadn't booked. I sent out messages to friends and asked them to please repost it, to fellow business owners, everything like that. 2 of the 3 bookings happened that day when I went on ahead and decided to work just a little bit harder to get it done. And the 3rd booking actually happened after the sale was technically over, but I'd forgotten to take it down. So I guess somebody found that loophole, but I'm not mad at it. I was very, very happy with the results. If anybody was thinking about doing this and was hesitant, I would pretty much say to them, why not? Like, what do you really have to lose? It's free. You're not spending any money on it. All you're spending is time, which right now, most of us have a plethora of. And if it works, then you make some extra money and you stand to really be able to help someone and help some entrepreneurs rather further their businesses. So I am very glad that I did it. I have a $1,500 cushion and 3 brand new clients. The other thing that I would say is don't take the first day or whatever. If it doesn't work out at first, don't take that as a failure. Regroup, revamp, do what we as entrepreneurs do. And if you've not yet found a way, make a way. That means you may have to send out some messages. You may have to send out some emails. But if it causes it to work, isn't that all worth it? For me, it definitely was. And I would tell anyone who's thinking about doing it to go on ahead and jump in. Thanks. Bye.
I especially love how Lacey didn't give up after the first day. She didn't get stuck and she totally just kept pushing forward. And Lacey actually has recurring personal brand photography clients. She's also a member of the Story Sessions system and she crushes it. If you actually look in the videos of this group, you'll find her testimonial on how she booked 3 recurring clients. Now, recurring clients are clients that work with you month after month or quarter after quarter, and they actually sign a contract that's like a year long that or more, some of them, and you basically become a team member for them. So you have income you can count on. So during these scary times, you don't lose those clients. You have them, you just delay working with them until later, but you've got income you can count on, and it's so much less scary. So it's super awesome. And then I have one more testimonial from Michelle, who she sent this in as well since I think in the last week. She did this originally. I just didn't get her story until, not originally, I mean like when we first did it 12 days ago or whatever it was, and I didn't have a chance to share it yet. So let me feature Michelle as well. So here's how it went for Michelle. Come on, video.
Hi, my name is Michelle DeLurnham, and I have a photography business. I've been doing it overall for over 15 years, and this is my third or fourth year in business officially. So I did book some people, and also this was my fourth attempt. And so a couple of things that I did. So as far as hesitations that I had about doing the 1K weekend script again, is that I have done it 3 other times before and I was unsuccessful. The more that I have done it, the more it has been shared and viewed, but I still wasn't getting any inquiries, and I wasn't getting any bookings out of it. That was definitely a hesitation that I had. Also, I wanted to make sure that I was going to get it out to people and make it sound like I was really doing this, and not like it was just a one more time and I'm not getting anything, so I'm going to try it again and again and again. So I did decide to do it because I know I need to expand. This is something I've been wanting to do. I have done it before for other businesses in the area. Every time I move to a new location, I'm military. My husband is still in the military. And every time that we move somewhere, then I have to start all over. And the easiest way for me to do that is to start by going and meeting local business owners. But when I've done that, I have always photographed them for their business for free, given them a couple images, and then use that to lead into my my portrait photography business. But I always get responses from them about how great the business images were and that they used for their marketing and how it impacted them in their business. So I wanted to do something that was profitable. Also, it would be a reoccurring thing. And truly, my passion is in working with other business owners and helping them grow their businesses. So overall number of inquiries so far, I got 4 inquiries, and I did book 2 clients. And now out of that, those were before I even posted the script. So what I did is I went out, I was at a wedding fair yesterday, and I actually went out and while I was there, I talked to everyone to see if they already had a photographer that they were working with, because they know that they need to market their business online, particularly with everything that is going on, but they know that they need professional images. So that's what I did. And I went around, so I got 4 people that were interested in that and ended up getting 1 out of that. And then I also was at a small business meeting in my area called 1 Million Cups. And there's another business owner who is consistently there, and is in a service-based business. And so I just turned around and I said, you know what? I know you're always doing things with your business. And have you ever thought about doing photographer to continue growing and showing everything that you do that helps the community? And she said that she had actually been thinking about doing pictures, and she knows that she needed to do them. And so booked her there. And then I have a call with her today at 2 o'clock. So if you are thinking about doing this, but you're not sure, just try it. The worst that happens is that you don't book anybody, but you have to actually put in the effort. If you're not going to reach out to anybody, if you're not going to make phone calls, if you're not going to go talk to somebody, then don't waste your time, because all you're going to do is think that you're a failure. And at that point, you really are being a failure because you're not doing anything. So don't fail. Go out and make it happen. And if you say that you need this to happen, then do what you would have to do if you really needed it. If this was your only way to pay for dinner tonight, what would you do to make it happen? You would go out, you would walk out the front door, and you would call people. You would go talk to them. You would tell them what you were doing and why it was going to help them. So go out, don't be scared, go do it, and you're going to do great things.
I love that message of perseverance, and I think we all need to hear it. So, all right. So, if you haven't done the 1K weekend yet, and basically, you're going to need to modify it for this whole virus thing. Like I had said, talk about how it's a way for people to get photography at a lower price and do the planning and stuff now, but then shoot the session later. But if you want to do it, what I would love, it's free. You can go to 1kweekend.com and sign up there. There's a 1-hour video that explains the process. And actually, it's like 49 minutes or something. So it's not quite an hour, but it's a great time to go and do it. And then when you sign up, you'll get a full guide with like actual things to say and the whole process in there. And then what I recommend doing is that when you're done, I want to see you track your results. And I've got a bonus video for you. It's an awesome training for how to turn one-time clients into recurring clients like Lacey has, so that you don't have to worry about where your income is going to come month after month, right? You can have a steady stream of income. You can actually not have the crazy swings like we normally have in the photography industry, because business owners are going to need you for much more than just one session. They're going to need to work with you over and over and over again. It's awesome. And you also get half off of my story session system if you're thinking of taking that. Right now, we're doing it as a group. Anybody who's ever bought the story session system in the alumni group, we're kind of doing a rework of the entire course together over the next 6 weeks. And so if you do the 1K weekend and you track your results, you can get it for half price. Normally it's $2,000. Everything's tight right now, cutting it down to $1,000 for a few days for that. So you can check that out if you want to. Would love to help you get these kinds of clients. But the 1K weekend is free either way. And I know that having extra money in your business, in your accounts, would really reduce a lot of stress for people right now. So either way, go and do this. So, all right, so that's that. Let me see. Now I have 3 more practical tips that I want to share with you about things you can do today to bring in extra money. And even though you can't shoot today, okay? And so I'm going to share the first one of them with you, and then I'm going to share a couple other things. So let me grab my little sheet. So number 1, and Becca had actually mentioned this to me. I thought it was great. Becca Sheik, who was the first person that you watched this little testimonial with, she's actually really focusing on doing a lot of product photos right now. So instead of going to places and taking photos of their products, out and about, she's having people send their stuff to her. And so she can photograph it from the comfort of her own home and send those photos to them digitally. And lots of online entrepreneurs or Etsy sellers or whatever else have products that they might need photographs for. So that's something that doesn't need to stop. You might want to let the package sit for a few days or disinfect it or whatever else before you actually take the photos. But you absolutely can be doing product photos right now. So if you aren't already offering product photos in some ways, you may want to consider doing that, because that would be a great way for you to be able to do some photography right now and make some money that you can actually make the money and do the shoot now, and can help you float through this time. So I've got 2 more ideas like that. So if you haven't tried the 1K weekend, by all means do that first. It doesn't have to be on the weekend, just do that. But then think about product photos. I'll share the next 2 in just a few moments. Before we get to that though, now I want to feature, and by the way guys, when you hear people's names come up, if you could tag them in the comments so they know they're being featured, that'd be super cool. I want to feature our bright-haired photographer of the week, and it's not me, even though I got beautiful bright hair. I right now today am featuring Michelle Fay, and the reason I picked Michelle Fay is because she consistently is changing her hair into all sorts of different things, and I love her creativity with it. So here's one of her hairstyles that I think is just gorgeous. Look at all that orange. Here's another one that she's done that is, look at how awesome that is. I think it's fantastic. And then my personal favorite, Michelle, is this one. And I love the way the purple, the orange, and pink all come together. So Michelle, you are our first featured bright hair photographer in our group. I love it. There's actually, if you are a photographer with bright hair, and I know we're all going to have dull hair soon, but if you're doing it on your own, whatever, if you would like, I forgot to grab the link. There is a post here in the group where I ask people to share their bright-haired photos. And let me see if I can, there it is, there's the link. So if you have bright hair, or if you've had bright hair in the past and you want to, possibly be featured on a future Brightside show, what you can do is drop your photo in the comments of this thread. Let me put it here, bright-haired photographers. I'm just going to keep using that thread to grab people and feature them because it's so much fun. So definitely post your bright haircut photo or bright hair color photos there. That's super awesome. So, or just post them to the group and tag, bright hair photographer or something. So thanks, Michelle Fay. Awesome. So let me go to the second money-making way that I've got for you. So we already talked about the 1K weekend. We talked about doing product photos. The second thing that I would recommend doing, and this this is something that you might already be doing with 1K weekend clients who book with you, but is you can do planning sessions now. So maybe you can't do the photography, but you have the expertise you need to actually do the planning and strategy sessions with them. And you can do that independent of photography. So you could do a virtual planning session. You might even do one where you talk about how they could be doing some of this photography on their own in their home area. Now, I know you don't want to teach the do-it-yourself thing, but for now, that might be a way to serve people so that when this is all over, you can come and actually do the photos. But here's what I'd recommend doing if you're going to do that. I'd actually charge for this. I'd charge a lower dollar amount, maybe $99 or $199. And then what I'd tell them is that when you're able to actually do sessions again, you will roll that amount of money into a full session. So if they don't want to do like a discounted 1K weekend session or whatever, or you don't want to do that, but you want to be able to book clients at your full prices later, if they spend, $100 or $200 now and you do a planning session with them, then later on they can come back with this planning session and say, hey, let's finally do these photos. And they'll feel like they're getting a discount, even though you're still getting paid for everything you would have gotten paid for in the first place. Because if they paid full price and did the full session, you'd do a planning session with them before you do the shoot, and then you do the shoot. Now I go over how to plan out and do the strategy in the story session system. So if you're an alumni from that, that is in module 4. There's a whole questionnaire we walk through. You can actually watch me as I do a strategy session to plan out a shoot for my friend Lindsay, who's a food blogger. And I recorded the entire thing. So you can see me using the questionnaire. You can see us having the discussions. You actually can watch the entire shoot too. For those of you who are alumni, you know that that's in there. There's hours of video of me shooting with Lindsay. And then you can see all the final images that I delivered to her as well. And so that's definitely something that you can do. So Anne, you're confused. What are you confused about, my dear? But that's something that you can use the questionnaire that we usually use to plan and prep for a session, and you can just charge for just that service. Like there's a lot of value that comes with the strategy piece of this, so that when this is over, they can take it and hire you as a photographer towards your full prices if you want to do that. So that's one way that I would recommend trying to make a little bit of money now and actually doing some work now. It's not shooting, but it's absolutely related to photography, personal brand photography, and it'll give them a plan for what they need to do to get the images they need as soon as possible. And if you want to do, I'm going to wait. The third tip is going to talk about another way to help them get images now that involves you. That's a little bit more innovative. But before we go to the third tip, I want to share a few of the wins. Yes, so Anne, you charge separately for the planning session. It would be a lower cost than what the planning plus the photo session is. So let's say you're charging $1,000 for a session and you want to charge like $200 for the planning part of it. Then you can say, okay, well, you can just do the planning right now, and then later when you decide to do the session, if you want to buy you can figure out what package you want to have. We'll put that $200 towards one of those packages if you do that with me now. So it's a way for you. It's kind of like taking a deposit on a session. I think doing the 1K weekend is a better way to do it if you haven't done that yet, because you can actually get more money up front. But generally, the 1K weekend sessions are more of a middle market package at a lower price point. So this is a way to not have to discount your prices significantly, but still have cash flow right here, right now, for doing a service. And you can do a lot of these if you want to do them. And they're basically like giving them a discount. Like it's doing the work before. It's the same thing. It's just that this gives them incentive to come back later. So it's a kind of cool thing. You could even say till like 30 days, that they have to use that credit towards booking a session within 30 days of your business opening back up, so that it's not like out there 4 years from now or something. But I think that that's a really valuable way. Yeah, Tina, you're so sweet. You say Jamie to the rescue. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm giving you my best ideas because I really want to save this industry. And I'm not sure who said this because you didn't click the link in the description, so I can't see your face. But you said, I really like that. We can so plan ahead. And then when the session comes, they're ready. Bing, bang, boom. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm talking about. So, the more I can help you guys survive this, the more I can help you make money. I'm hoping the more you're going to come back and want the full story session system where I'm sharing everything. I'll be straight up honest. my income has stopped. Like, I'm making nothing right now except for the little bit I have coming in from my membership, and a lot of people have been canceling that. So it's been really rough. I've been having to think about the bright side and how I can bring positivity. So, like, if you guys have been thinking about doing the story session system and you have the available cash to do it, now's a great time to focus on it, and it would help me immensely. Just to be totally transparent. Oh, and that's weird. It didn't show up with your name, but that's okay. But to be totally transparent, it'd be a really helpful thing for me and my business to be able to keep doing this because it's kind of sketchy right now. It's kind of sketchy right now. Let's just put it that way. So everyone's holding on to their cash because they're afraid of what could happen, and I get it, photographers. But yeah, anyways, I'm committed to helping you for as long as I can. So, all right, let's see. So that is the second tip that I had. So the 1K weekend, obviously, if you haven't done that, do that first because that's where you could get cash in right now. The second, or then the other 3 practical ways you can make money right now. Number 1 was to do product shoots and have people send their products to you. Number 2 is to do strategy sessions and charge for them, and then offer to let them use the money they pay for the strategy session now towards a package later, or they could pay the whole thing now if you want to, but if they want to, but they can use that later towards a session when you're able to open your business up again. And just tell them they've got like 30 days to cash in that, not cash in the credit, you can call it whatever you want, to redeem that towards a full session that they could do in the future. So that's the second one. And I'm going to share my third super practical money making tip after I share some of these wins from our group as well. I just want to feature as many of you guys as possible. So, so I posted a thread all about how you guys are, what you're doing, some of your wins. I wanted to share, I think I've got about 6 of them here with you. So if you can tag the people who are in these comments or getting featured in the comments right now, that would be really awesome so they know. All right, so first we have Cynthia. Cynthia said, I took action by sending out the 1K weekend script on LinkedIn and my website, worked on my website messaging too. So Cynthia, well done for taking action. You guys, if you're not taking action, you're not going to make it through this. But if you're taking action, you have the best possible chance of doing that. So I really want to celebrate you and your action. So awesome, Cynthia. Super proud of you. Oops. My goodness. Jenny Midgley, you are next. If I can get this image on the screen, there we go. Jenny Midgley said, we planned and executed some art projects, but here's why I wanted to bring it up. I also wrote an online course for developing and implementing a personal brand digital marketing strategy, but don't have pictures of that process. So she's doing what I was talking about, like helping people do the strategy behind using the images. And so Jenny, well done. I love seeing you take action, and this is going to be a great way to bring extra income into your business. So super well done, Jenny. Next, Adrian Turner. Adrian said, I got a new light setup, and the quarantine has given me plenty of time to practice. It's awesome. We definitely need to know how to do lighting, difficult lighting situations as personal brand photographers. So I love that you're using this time to learn something new. That's super fantastic. Oh gosh, I keep double clicking, which opens it up on my screen, but not for you guys. This one is from Amanda Kraft McGarry. Last Monday, I spent the bulk of my morning with a family member who's the director of a community Meals on Wheels program. I didn't intend on the impact of the story I wrote in addition to sharing the few photos would make, but it was incredible. Over 200 meals went out for 41 participants on her list so they would have enough meals for the week. So she basically was using her photography to share some of the good that's going on in the world, and she had a really great response from that. And I love that, Amanda. I love that you're giving back and continuing to document this time because it's really amazing. I'm so, so proud of you for taking action like that. Kelsey said she reached out to a client she was supposed to shoot on Monday, but got postponed on the Friday before. And she reshaped the narrative to talk about how the Bay Area Shelter-in-Place Directive actually allows us more quality time for brainstorming and developing out an even better iteration of our shoot. So we're feeling pretty amped. Okay, so what I really especially love about Kelsey's thing here is that she reframed it. She reframed it, right? She took something that seemed negative at the start and she found the bright side of it. And she shared the bright side of it. And they're making this a good thing instead of a bad thing. And that's what I saw with the 1K weekend. When only 3% of the people who signed up to do it did it, I had a kind of dark day because I'm like, like, nobody's doing this. I put in all this work. Like, maybe it's not going to work. Whatever. I had a really dark day. And then when I looked at it and I saw, but the 3% who did it, half of them booked clients. Like, Julie, and I shared this last week, Julie booked 7 clients and made $3,500 in the midst of all this virus craziness. 7 paying clients, $3,500. So what I realized is the people who were taking action were still getting results. And I could reframe that to encourage you to take action every day, take one new action every day, so that you can continue making progress on your business and moving forward. All right, and then Adita, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry. I'm probably butchering it. But she said she created a personal brand photography YouTube channel, and I'm in the process of editing her first video to upload to it. She's excited and terrified at the same time, but thanks to my video, she decided to do something. Thanks for the daily motivation. Well, thank you for that. Thank you. But I'm super proud of you for taking action and moving forward and serving your clients in any way you can right now. It's super inspiring, and I love seeing you taking real action in your business, because you're going to be the ones who make this through. So for those of you who are watching right now, I would love for you to post your wins in the comments. If you haven't yet, definitely click the link in the description so I'll pull your comment right up on the screen like this. Like Dorothy just said, I love the inspiration on reframing it as further quality time. That's what we need to be doing, right? It's so awesome. So I want to feature your wins. Those of you who are here right now, put in the comments what one of your wins are. And if you're not here live and you're watching the replay, put your wins here too, because I might feature it next week. I want to be showing people who are taking action, who are stepping out of their comfort zones. It doesn't just have to be booking clients. It can be doing all the positive things that you're doing in order to move your business forward, because it's inspiring for people. It gives them ideas. Okay, so the third and final tip that I want to give you for getting business right now and making money right now, and this is something I haven't seen anybody do. It's an idea that came to me when we were discussing if front porch sessions are good or bad. Now, if you haven't seen the thread, it's in the group. And I think most people agree that it's a bad idea at this point, because we don't want to spread the virus more. And I would agree with that. But there's some interesting points both ways. So it's definitely worth discussing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it if you want to share in that post. But what I would love to say is this third thing is you could consider doing a virtually directed photo shoot. And so what that means is this came from, I didn't write the name down, and I'm not going to be able to find it right now. So what this means is that you could actually jump on Zoom, which you can use for free, or FaceTime or some other video platform, where you could watch your client. Like if it would be harder to do solo if they're selfies, but she had a maternity client who's going to have she's due in a month, and they really wanted maternity photos. And she just doesn't want to go there. She doesn't want to bring germs in. She thought about shooting through a window from the outside, but if you've ever tried to shoot from outside a building into a building, the glare and reflections is almost impossible to do. You're not going to get quality photos ever doing that, right? And so what I recommended is that she actually do this virtual shoot, help them do their own photos by having them show her the space and show her where the light is from the windows and whatever else, and help create a space right within their own home where she could even help pose. Like she could see the client and tell them how to pose and do the directing, and then the husband could actually be taking photos with their phone. Now, I'm not saying that phone photos are nearly as good as what we're doing. I'm not saying the quality would be the same or the experience would be the same or anything. But they would much rather do that than not have the photos at all. And I mean, they want to do the shoot. Like they're willing to put themselves at risk, at massive risk, because she's pregnant, immunocompromised. Is that how you say it? She's got reasons why she shouldn't have any exposure whatsoever and still want to do it. We all know it's hard when we're pregnant. We got all those hormones. We don't always make the best decisions. Same with brides, right? But this would be a way for her to serve that client who can't wait till later because the baby's going to come. She won't be pregnant afterwards. And help them get something that at least is better. Because we all know it's all about light and all about posing. And yes, gear absolutely helps, but like if the lighting is good and the posing is good, it's going to look way better than if they're just trying to do it on their own. We've all seen the nailed it photos on Pinterest. Hopefully it won't be quite that bad, but if we could direct them, that could help. We could do that with our personal branding clients. So maybe we do these strategy sessions, and if this lockdown, I don't even know what to call it, if all of these shelter in place things and if everything is closed for a long time, like I don't know. I don't know how long we're going to be shut in. But if it's several months, doing something like that now that shows your expertise and that can help them plan like the places in their own home to shoot, or even teaching them how to use a self timer or order a remote timer or whatever, or, you know, like the little 10-second timer thing that you can put on your camera, like showing them how to put that setting up and how to prop it up and giving them some direction as they're doing this so you can actually help pose them a little more. It's not perfect, but it could be a service that they really value because you're literally serving them. And there may be some people who really want to do that. And I don't think they would always want to keep doing it themselves. At some point, they're going to want to hire you when this is all over just to make it easy because they're going to see how much work it is to try and do it themselves. And they're going to see the quality isn't the same as when you do it. But it's a way to share our expertise, our posing expertise, our planning expertise, and get some money now in a way that we can do that. So, all right, my friends. I know there's some of you here who have positive things that you're not sharing, even if they're tiny ones, but I'm not seeing them in the comments. So that is, that is this week's Brightside Show. I want to feature you next week in the Brightside Show. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, I want you to go do the 1K weekend if you haven't done it. Take action. And if you do it, whether you book clients or not, I want to feature you for taking action. The best thing you can be doing right now is taking action and moving forward. Number two, I want to hear your wins. I want to hear what you're doing to move your business forward, not just the 1K weekend. I want to see the ways that you're thinking of helping your clients, serving your clients, making money now so we can inspire everybody. Tina posted something. This is really good. Let me add this. She says, I also have a graphic and web design diploma, so I'm thinking of using that to help others right now. I've refreshed my product photography portfolio as well as shooting unbranded items. I'm practicing lighting too, but I'm going to take away some valuable tips from this video, probably come up with something else. Awesome, Tina. I can't wait to hear what it is. And Becca's been on here a couple times already, but she said she's working on a presentation on how to take better photos online on their own. Awesome. I love it. So I love seeing you guys taking action like this, and I want to feature more of these next week. I also want to see more bright hair photos because it's super fun. I want to see your stories. I talked at the beginning about not stopping shooting and using this time to really learn to take better story-based images. And so we need to come up with a good hashtag. I think I want to do show your story. Or photograph your story, or stories in photo, I don't know, something. Let's come up with a good hashtag together, and I want to feature some of those. And there's a link in the comments to where you can do that. And I want to see if you do any of the 3 tips that I talked about. One, if you do the 1K weekend, which I should post that link one more time. Definitely track your results if you've done it. Even if you don't get results from the 1K weekend, you'll get a tracking link when you sign up for it. Where is my link stuff? There it is. 1kweekend.com. When you sign up, you get a full guide on how that works, plus a 49-minute video for how to do it, how to customize it, where to put it, all that stuff. And then there's a link in that guide to where you can track your results. And I want to know how they go. And if you get clients, I want to feature you. Do a quick little video. There's a link to go to this awesome quick little platform where you can share your wins, and I can bring you up on video, and I want to feature you. I want you to be an inspiration to this community. Plus, if half the people are booking clients, I want you to have a chance of booking clients. Like, how much better does it get? It's so awesome. And thank you. Thank you for posting that in the comments, posting the link right in the comments. But for those of you who haven't done it and you want help, there are posts here in the group to help you. You can talk to some of the other people here who've done it. There have been other people booking clients. They just haven't sent me video testimonials. So if that's you and Amy Gregg, I'm talking to you for sure. And I know there's a few others. I would love to feature you next week as well with the videos. And really, I want us to be a supportive, safe community for us to come together and support each other during this time. So be generous with your ideas. Use this group as a resource. Invite people into this group who need to be inspired, who are struggling, and bring brightness to the world. Be a bright spot in a dark, scary place right now. Because you, my friend, can make a difference. And if you can help just one other photographer with one idea or one bit of inspiration, you are bringing the light into this world, and you're going to be more, it's going to work. It's going to be good for all of us, and we're going to get through this together. So I adore you. Thanks for showing up today. I will see you next. Oh, Robin, where is the video on how to adapt the 1K weekend to the current situation? Go to the videos link in this group, and you should be able to find it. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I'll try and pop it in the comments after this. There's also a more succinct video in the PVP alumni group for anybody who's a story taker and has access to the story session system, because I refined my messaging a little more. And so you can find it there too, but it's in both of these groups, so you can find that, and I'll try and pop a link in here for it. If somebody else knows where it is, if you can pop it into the comments in response to Robin's stuff, that would be great too. And I'll try and add that to the 1K weekend guide. That's a great thought. So, all right, I adore you guys. Thanks for showing up today. Can't wait to see you next week, and I hope to feature you on the next Brightside show. Have a great week.